Hi and welcome to the Soundschi Land show where everybody's upside down.
Every day is upside down day in Soundschi Land.
Today I want to answer a question that I've been asked so many times in the last couple of months, and this is, which teacher do I recommend to you? So, first of all, the first thought that comes to my mind when I hear that question is, who am I to judge? So the thing with choosing a teacher is kind of like comparing it to choosing a partner for a relationship, or like finding a partner to do business with, or finding, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much about personal preferences, and there's a bunch of questions that are behind this. So I'm gonna try and give you some guidelines to make this decision process easier for you. The first question I would ask myself if I was looking for a teacher is, well, the first thing I would look at actually is, how do his or her students look like, or what does their progress look like? Because this is something that strikes me a lot when I look at, I don't know, social media or in general, when people admire somebody also as a teacher. Oftentimes it's not even necessarily because of their students. Oftentimes it's because of what the teacher himself can do. So a lot of the admiration on social media for a hand balancer is based solely on what the person himself can do. That doesn't mean that this person is able to teach you that in a way that you can assimilate it. Or oftentimes even people who have, for example, been doing hand balance since they were little kids, it's very hard for them to relate to beginners or to the situation where you're even scared of kicking up to a handstand. So just keep that in mind, that being very skilled doesn't automatically mean that that person is a good teacher. But at the same time, it can be the case that somebody's really good and is also a very good teacher. So it's just something to think about, that the correlation is not like a given. The thing that I would even ask myself before looking at the students is, where does the teacher come from? What is his background? What field does he work in? Is it somebody who comes from a circus? Or is it somebody who comes from calisthenics or from yoga? And does that resonate with where you want to go? So for example, for me, I've met so many good teachers, and I could have chosen anyone, but my aim right now at the moment is to develop myself artistically, and not only in handstands. So I had to look for a teacher who can cover handstands as well as a broader spectrum of physical development and also artistical development. So that's a whole other thing than if you're only interested in developing the skill of hand balancing.
You having a bad balance there again? Well, just take a power pill for instant flexibility and handstand gains. Power pills! Get them now in the store near you.
I would recommend you to reach out to the teacher and talk to him or her in person or on Instagram, however you can contact them, and just ask them about their way of teaching. Maybe just get in touch and get a feeling or a taste of how they interact with you. You can notice right away if you like the way that person responds to you and if they're there to answer your questions, and it's a very easy way to find out if you even want to work with them. Because a very important thing that people don't even necessarily think about, in my opinion, is the relationship you build to your coach while you're doing online coaching. The reason somebody looks for a coach can be so different. Like somebody, for example, might just need structure and a direction, whereas somebody else actually needs a person to be motivated or to have some kind of interaction. Like me, for example, since I'm such a people person, it just adds fire to my training and it makes me perform a lot better because I like to impress my coach, basically. And I like to have somebody, a specific person to impress. So as much as I think coaches can change your training and they can give you a direction and like they can make your training super efficient, the one thing that determines whether you're successful in your handstand journey or not is you. And I see this every day with my online students. I'm the same person. I'm there the same amount for everybody. I'm available. But especially in online coaching, it's completely up to you what you make of it, because it's still a self-directed training. Even if your coach gives you the structure and they give you the plan and they're there to give you feedback, obviously you are the one who has to take this and make the best of it and actually put in the work. And I think this is something a lot of people also mistake when they work with the coach, is that it's not like a magic pill. So with that being said, look at what you want, look at what the coach has done for his or her students, where he or she comes from. Also look at the way they speak to you when you reach out to them. You can also reach out to their students, and then work your ass off. Once you get to work with a coach, work your ass off. It's still you that has to do all the work. So I really hope this was helpful. And if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to contact me wherever you want. Either comment down below or you can write me on Instagram. I always try to respond as quickly as I can. And just remember that the world is your playground, so just go ahead and do whatever you love. And I'll catch you next Monday on the Soundschi Show.